Hello there, it's Carrie Rhoades here, guest designing for Time for Tea. I am very excited to be on the channel today sharing a fun creation with this Lucky Duck stamp set. I love the cute images and the fun sentiments in this set, and I'm going to pair it with the Autumn Scene cover plate die set today, creating a fun shaker card for Father's Day. I'm going to stamp up these images on white cardstock with some Copic-friendly black ink, and then we'll set to coloring them out. So I decided to color up my ducks as white ducks. My girls both think that white ducks are so adorable. So I decided that would be the color that I would color these ducks today, but you can color them so many different ways. I've seen them colored as mallard ducks and they are really cute like that too. Or you could do where you color the duck yellow. I think that's a super cute look with the orange bill and orange feet. So there's lots of possibilities with these. And I love that you can use this set for Father's Day, but you can also use it for so many other occasions, for baby cards. There's also a stamp in here that says mom and friend. There's just so many choices for this, and it's such a fun card or stamp set to use for spring. I'm loving it. It's so cute. So you can see on the screen the colors of Copic markers that I am using. Very simple coloring today because I don't have any large images, so I'm using pretty much just two or three color blends on these, and the cattails, I don't know why, but they make me so happy. So I wanted to make sure and include these. We have some near where I live on a path that I walk my dog on, and I just love them. They're so soft and fuzzy looking. So I had to include those. Now I'm coloring out the grass to finish up this image. I also stamped a dragonfly and a fly, and I will use the dragonfly on the outside of my card, and then the fly I'm putting on the inside, and that will finish up the images for me today. And I actually do end up stamping one more duck that I'll put on the inside, and I'll show you that at the very end. So now I'm adding white highlights to each of these images with a Jelly Roll pen. I just really find that this brings the image to life. It gives it a little bit of dimension, and there they are, all cut out and ready to go. And you can see the markers that I used to color them up right there on the screen. Now on to the autumn cover plate. I'm going to show you or tell you what I used to cut each of these pieces. So I cut the two pieces together to get this green frame. Now the tree and the two hill-like pieces, they die cut out separately. You don't have to snip them apart. I die cut out my light blue background with just the outline frame. Then I used brown, blue, and green to die cut out the tree, what's going to be my pond, and the back of the hill, the back hill. And then I have three clouds and a bunch of leaves I die cut. I love that there's so many leaf dies, so you don't have to take one tiny die and cut it, like 12 times. I love that. So now I am gluing a window sheet to the back of this frame, this green frame, and then once that's dry and ready to go, I can paper piece in my other elements. So I'm going to start with this tree, and having a precision tip glue I found to be very helpful because there are some skinny little branches on this, and you don't want a lot of glue to squish out when you press it down onto the window sheet. But if you do have glue squish out, this is what I like to do. I keep a paper towel roll on my stamp desk at all times, and I use that. Well, one of the ways I use the paper towel is to pick up that excess glue that squishes out. And then I added some Distress Oxide ink to the top of my pond just to give it a little bit more dimension from the hill that will be behind it. And then I'm using Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide ink to add a little bit more different variation in color on that hill, and this just helps give it a little bit more dimension so that it looks like the hill's farther back a little bit. Then I'm going to add in that row of stamped cattails and flowers behind the hill. Next, my first duck is going to sit in the pond, and then the next duck is going to be on the hill, and I popped both of those up with foam squares. There they are. Super cute. Now for the leaves, I'm going to add, I think it was 12 or 13 leaves to the tree. There are two different sizes of leaves, and they work so good with this tree. Now it is the autumn scene cover plate. So, you know, you could really make a cute fall scene with these and have multiple colors of leaves. That would be so pretty. But I love that I was able to use it for this scene for spring as well. And there's also flowers in this die set, so you could cover this tree with some like pink or white blooms. That would look so pretty as well. But since I was doing a Father's Day card, and by Father's Day there's not too many flowers on the trees, at least where I live. They've kind of all blown away by then, so I decided not to use the flowers on this card and to keep it a little bit more simple, because I'm going to have some shaker elements on the inside, and that's going to be the star of my card. So I'm just using my cover of my card to figure out where I want those clouds and scoot them around if I need to. And once I have those in place, then I can figure out exactly where I want my little dragonfly to go, and I'm gluing that to the window sheet as well. Next, I'm going to take some foam strips and go all the way around the frame of today's card. This is creating a reservoir, so I want to make sure the ends of my foam strip are touching so that my shaker elements do not escape. We don't want them to come out. They need to stay where they are. That's the magic of a shaker card. I'm taking an anti-static powder bag and going over the background as well as the back of the window sheet to reduce the static so my shaker bits will float around a little more freely. I am using some raindrop like sequin pieces, confetti-like pieces. They have an iridescent shine to them. They're awesome. So I have those in my stash, and I thought it would be perfect for this card. And I just love the sound that a shaker card makes. And then you can make this card rain, or you can tilt it all the way up and the little raindrops will fall down to the bottom and you can't really see them. So that's kind of fun. Next, I'm trimming off this little excess piece of the background that was showing at the top a little bit. Then I can glue this down onto my A2 sized card, and that almost finishes my card, but it really needs a sentiment. So on the outside, I'm going to stamp "I'm a lucky duck," and I'm using some turquoise ink there, and that is going to go right at the top left corner in the tree. And then I'm going to put the rest of my sentiment on the inside of my card. So to give this a little bit of flair, I'm going to flag cut the end of it with my scissors, and then I'll glue it down so it's over the top of that tree. And then I can just trim off any excess paper that I don't need with my scissors. There we go. There's the front of the card. I love a shaker card, and so I thought this would be extra special for Father's Day. And then I did add to the inside of this card the rest of the sentiment, because there's a stamp in there that says "to have you as my," and then you can add the word dad, mom, or friend. And I just love that. So watch here on the last picture and you'll see the inside of this card and how I finished it up to be the perfect Father's Day card right here. "To have you as my dad." And there's the little duck chasing the fly. Thank you so much for watching. I am so happy to be here on the Time for Tea channel. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe, and I will see you again next week for another video sharing some of my favorite Time for Tea products. Happy stamping. Bye.